Just win, baby.
Look, check it out. All black with a hoodie, snapback, with a snap on. Long white socks, me mugging like I'm King Kong. With them all black Chuck Taylors. West side and this bitch yelling Raiders. Thuggin', cause we know with it. Motherfuckers like y'all suck, but we don't give a fuck, nigga. We go with it. Jaw jacking, getting nigga fucked up with the quickness. Parking lot scribbles, giving nigga the business. Shh, quiet, the fuck you mean? We yelling Raiders, bitch. Like fuck your team, you wanna talk your shit. Get stabbed like Scream Stadium, take off, nigga. Homicide scene. Oakland to LA, LA to Oakland, Las Vegas, Sin City, steady smoking. Raiders looking to get another ring like fuck y'all haters, nigga. Y'all know me. We yelling Raiders, bitch. Y'all know what's up, like Raiders, bitch. Quit there, two niggas up like Raiders, bitch. I show no love like Raiders, bitch. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. Raiders, bitch. Y'all know what's up, like Raiders, bitch. Quit there, two niggas up like Raiders, bitch. I show no love like Raiders, bitch. Nigga, we don't give a fuck.
With so much drama in the big LV, it's kinda hard being Yaya or end up C. But I, somehow, some ways, keep dropping these Raider hits like every single day. May I sip on this Henny while these haters pay attention and my name stay bitchin'. I'ma stay G'd up like a silver feed up and tucked as a burner just in case it heats up. But I'm humble, 10 toes down to never stumble. Keep doing Raider music, imitating, never double. It's like everywhere we go, it's like the same old shit. Here Raiders just suck, y'all can suck my dick. It's a nation just to prove, no need to consume, win, lose, or tie. Raider Nation keep moving, top to the bottom, bottom to the top. It's Raider Nation all day till the casket drop.
We yelling Raiders, bitch. Y'all know what's up, like Raiders, bitch. Quit there, two niggas up like Raiders, bitch. I show no love like Raiders, bitch. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. Raiders, bitch. Y'all know what's up, like Raiders, bitch. Quit there, two niggas up like Raiders, bitch. I show no love like Raiders, bitch. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. Welcome in this bitch like nigga, what's happening? With whiskey in my cup, turned up, Raider Nation hella active. Watch what you say, watch the yapping, nigga. Don't get your ass kicked. We bout the action, I'm a goofy nigga, but I ain't no goofy nigga. Fuck around and find out, hit you with a two-piece nigga. Everybody knows me soon as I hit the scene. They like, Raiders, bitch, nigga, fuck your team. Champions Club, I am the one. VIP access, we do what can't be done. I do what I do, nigga, that's on the daily. Talking hella shit, give a fuck if they hate me. Only one nation, Raider Nation, and it's evident. Any other nation is irrelevant. Commitment to excellence, just win, babies, what we telling them. Shout out to the nation, you know I had to represent. We yelling Raiders, bitch. Y'all know what's up, like Raiders, bitch. With there, two niggas up like Raiders, bitch. I show no love like Raiders, bitch. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. Raiders, bitch. Y'all know what's up, like Raiders, bitch. With there, two niggas up like Raiders, bitch. I show no love like Raiders, bitch. Nigga, we don't give a fuck.
Raiders! What is up? What is up, Raider Nation? It is your boy Cheeto Linus back with another episode of Puro Raiders Podcast. Today, I have a guest with me today, someone new to the show. I want to welcome Millennial Raider. What's up, bro?
How you doing, brother?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me today.
Oh, of course. It was good. You know, it was good. It was fun times when we were on there with Avocasi.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah. So how you been, brother?
I've been doing good, man. You know, just patiently waiting for this season.
I know, right? It seems like as it gets closer, I get more and more anxious. Like, come on, it needs to start already.
And then it just feels like preseason, like it takes forever, you know?
Yeah. So tell them a little bit about you, what you do, brother, so they know.
So I mean, I have an Instagram, I have a YouTube, I have a TikTok. My posts are pretty much just about old former Raiders from just a certain time period where, you know, hopefully some players that haven't been, you know, recognized in a while, I can give them a shout out and introduce a fan base to unsung hero, I guess, you know. So that's kind of what I'm getting into. That's pretty much it for now. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's cool because it's funny you say like old Raiders, but old Raiders to you when we talked with Afakasi was like that era you grew up in, you know?
Yeah. It's just I feel like we skip a whole gap of like the Raider history. You know what I mean? Like we talk about Jim Otto, and then we fast forward and talk about like Marcus Allen, Rich Gannon, and then there's that gap where, you know, we didn't really win, so there's not that like many marketable players, I guess, that were hyped up. But like, you know, if you think about the 2010 defense roster, I mean, we had Mike Mitchell, we had Michael Huff, we had Tyvon Branch, we have Nande Osmwa. That's
Namdi.
That's one of our, you know, deepest secondaries we've had in years. You know what I mean? And so just things like that. You know, I believe I believe that defensive line was also Richard Seymour, Tommy Kelly, Lamar Houston.
Yeah,
like you know, it was a good defense. You know what I mean? And so just things like that where it's like, man, when you realize it's like we actually had some good players. It's just it was a lot that year. So for sure,
it was, and you're right. It gets so forgotten. One, like that was the Oakland days. You know, it was the Oakland days. The Hugh Jackson, maybe not so memorable days, like an injury or two would kill us, ruin the season for us. So, but there's a lot of good Raiders in that era. You know, I think yesterday, I don't know if you watched the show with my boys, the Raider Syndicate, but they were talking about Jason Campbell. Like, what if Jason Campbell never got hurt that year? What would have happened? You know, that team was on a roll, and that's another unsung hero that gets forgotten about. You know, Jason Campbell was one of those quarterbacks that came in, and he wasn't flashy, but we won, and he got the job done when he was
manageable.
there.
He had some threats, right? Like he had that dual threat where you would forget to cover him, right? There's no QB spy, and he would just sneak it on the other side of the end zone, and like things like that where he would manage it very, very well. And that, you know, for me watching it growing up, that was like a breath of fresh air. You know, like, oh my goodness, this is finally.
It's what even shout out to Anthony. One of my favorite players too is Bruce Gradkowski, Bruce Almighty. That was one of my favorite players too. And he was like not big name. Chris did an interview with Bruce Almighty a while back, and he was just one of those players I just liked. I liked watching that team. Like that was one of my favorite teams to play with in Madden. Yeah.
It's just one of those things, right? Where it's like, you know,
it's tough being a Raider fan, eh?
yeah. So for sure, like Jason Campbell was the quarterback that replaced Jamarcus Russell. So I mean, you know, thank you. You know what I mean?
Exactly, right? Yeah. So it wasn't like he had too much to improve on, you know, after Jamarcus Russell. So, but yeah. So let's check in with the chat real quick. Salute to Eric Raider. Eric Raider, salute nation. What's going on, fella? Raider Paul with the Raiders. Anthony Provencio with flags. What's up, brother? My boy Turf. Turf checking in from Facebook because that's what old people do. We go on Facebook. New Raider Nation. What's up, Rafa? What's up, Rafa? I'll send you the invite right now, Rafa. I just wanted to introduce Millennial real quick. He said pick a better name. Older people do. They don't like that millennial thing. So Castel, what's up, brother? What's going on? Dub Raider, Chido. And if you haven't checked out my boy Dub Raider, check out his channel. We just did a little fire interview where he asked me about how he became a Raider fan and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So how did you become a Raider fan? How long you been a Raider fan for?
I mean, I was kind of born into it, right? My dad's a Raider fan.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, my dad's a Raider fan. And that's about it. Like I'm from Oakland, so like my whole family's
Oh, you're from the Bay.
Yeah, and so majority of my family's actually Niner fans. It's literally just like me and my dad that are Raider fans in the family. And so my first game was Titans versus Raiders in 2001, and I was like 8. And I sat right above the black hole, section 110. It was perfect, right? Like you're not in the thick of it,
really?
But you can watch them. You know what I mean? Black hole is 106. I'm at 110, and so and I just remember Raider fans kind of going back and forth with the Titans kicker, and the Titans kicker's like, "Oh, you know, you paid to see us play," and the black hole was like, "No, we paid to see you get your ass kicked." And I was like, "Oh, I love this," you know.
Really?
Yeah, but Jano missed 5 field goals and we lost, but still, it was a good time.
He missed how many?
I think he missed like 5. It was a bad game.
Oh my god, I'm not surprised.
wasn't fun.
There were some games that dude was automatic. He would hit from like 50 or 60, but for some reason under 30 he would miss.
There's he missed one in overtime, I believe, in like 08 in Arizona, and I live in Arizona, so that's like what I get reminded of every time I bring up memories. Like, oh, you know, he missed a field goal out here and we won. I'm like, well.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So you got to sit above the black hole and stuff, huh?
Yeah. I always I kind of just stayed in 110 majority of my time, just because there's one fan there that my buddy Raider Dan, he doesn't have Facebook or anything. He's old. And
okay.
He kind of just had a front row view, and I kind of just hung out with him. And so for good 10, 12 years, we just hung out. And so
nice.
it was a good time. And then I got married and I had to move to the 300 sections to, get the other
to bring the people with you.
But it was cool. I had enough friends down there where I could still, if they were early, they'll let me know and I'll just, go take their spot and stuff like that. So it was a good time.
Cool. Yeah. All the times I went to Oakland, I never sat in the black hole. No. Never.
It looks fun. I'm just not a person that wants to stand the whole time, and that you're standing the entire.
You stand the whole time, right?
The entire time, which is it's not bad if you're prepared for it, but they'd get visitors, right? People coming from out of state, and they're just sit down, and everybody's like, "Bro, you're
in the wrong
not
section."
In the right
section. Oh man, you said you're in Arizona right now?
Yeah, we moved to Arizona in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that like right now as a Raider fan for you?
It's honestly it's kind of been rough, right? I'm used to just going to tailgates and stuff every year, and so it kind of sucks. But honestly, this page and stuff has been the most fun I've had being a Raider fan in a while. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I like your videos. They're cool. I like the videos you put out. Yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm just, trying to get the quality of those up much better, stuff like that. Yeah. But honestly, it's literally stuff that is rattled in my brain all day, right? Because I grew up watching this stuff, and then now I can kind of just make a video. You know what I mean? So it's fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. What Anthony say? Anthony say Hugh Jackson was doing a good job until he got too negative. He showed bad leadership with the Browns. And you know what, too? Even when he left, Cleveland don't invest too much in their team. So it was he had to make do with what he had. But when he was over in Cincinnati, man, he had that offense going. Yeah.
He did. I don't know. I felt like Al Davis had him in check, right? I feel like Hugh Jackson has an ego.
Mm-hmm.
And Al Davis had it in check. So once Al Davis passed, his ego maybe kind of got out of control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
it's
always bad time.
If you look at my boy Chris Protect the Shield, he had an interview with Hugh Jackson. And one of the things he said that Al told him was that Hugh runs the offense, but the defense was Al Davis's still. Even when it came to picking players or who played on the
Let me guess, man coverage.
Right? Everyone play man. Everyone play man. Oh man. You know what though? Salute to Al. Al's, he's the Shield, he's the Raiders. He represents us. And even though I might not have been happy with him towards the end of decisions, but he was still out there, His legacy
I don't believe I don't think he meant any harm at the end, right?
Right.
He was successful with a certain formula, and he just kept trying it, and it just wasn't working. And what are you gonna do? Not make the decision anymore? No, it's your team. You're gonna keep doing it. So I mean, it just was a very bad time,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for sure. I have no ill will towards Al. I know a lot of Raider fans in Oakland had ill will towards Al. If you kind of noticed the Raiders, they blacked out a lot of games, and a lot of games weren't shown home because they weren't sold out.
Yeah.
And then a lot of Raider fans said that they wouldn't go to any more games until Al Davis was gone.
See, that's crazy. See, that's the part of the Oakland you don't hear about. Okay.
after Al Davis passed, if you look, every game was televised after that.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. See, I didn't know that because I'm in SoCal. So I
Okay.
got to see most of the games anyway because there was no LA team down here. So the market they would show us was normally we would get a Raider game down here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I half of these games, like these 4 and 12 seasons that I was watching, I was only watching away games and listening to the rest on the radio. Like that was the
Yeah.
only way I can hear it. So that's why like Greg Papa's firing like crushed me because that he used to like help me imagine the games.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it kind of sucked that the last video I posted about the Browns winning in overtime or the Raiders beating the Browns in the fourth quarter, like that game is a memory of me kind of just shooting hoops in the parking lot, listening to on the radio because
Yeah.
we couldn't watch it, bro. Like it was bad. So we couldn't stream nothing. It was just not.
Yeah, because it
available.
was before the streaming, and then if you didn't have money for the Sunday ticket, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or how to find a spot. I know in Oakland we used to go to Ricky's. You ever been to Ricky's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky's is fun. Ricky's is a good time. That was John Gruden's spot.
Yeah.
Every time he was here for Monday Night Football, anytime he was there for the Niners, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just go to Ricky's. Ricky's was the guy.
It's funny you bring up John Gruden. I don't know. Do you watch Max's podcast?
Max's? No, you got to send these podcasts, bro.
Oh, okay. I got to send you Max's podcast. So, he had Richie Incognito on there recently.
Nice.
And he asked him, he asked Richie like who was his favorite coach he played for, and he said Gruden. And I'm not gonna go on no Wi-Fi fucking Willie ranting. No, bring back Gruden. No. I like Gruden, but I'm over it. But he did mention him as one of the coaches that he liked, how he got the most out of his players. And that's one of the things that I like to hear because I see that with our new coach now, AP. Like what gets me excited, I think he's gonna get the most out of these guys. And I'm not gonna compare them. I don't want AP to be Gruden. I want AP to be AP. But it's when you hear players say shit like that makes you want to believe in them,
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I liked John Gruden in his earlier time. I never wanted him to rejoin us just because I didn't want it to go bad and just like our memory of John Gruden kind of start shifting. You know what I mean? Because before he rejoined, he was a legend. You know what I mean? And
he was a fucking legend,
just
bro.
stayed a legend, bro. And I was a huge fan of Reggie McKenzie, so I knew if we were getting John Gruden, Reggie McKenzie was done. And so like. He was a good guy. I'm sure, the coach, like it was fun watching him on Hard Knocks. He did, definitely coach up, but
the knock on wood thing.
Yeah, that was that was just fun. We got to see, rookie Max just be a menace, that was a good show. But
the bromance with Abrams and Jacobs used to kill me. I used to love that on that Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that was a good season, man. It was it was cool. Did you know that they were practicing on a middle school field?
No, I didn't know that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so because when you go to training camp, it's like a middle school in Napa that like you can park at.
And really?
They're like the gate to the Marriott is right there that they like have open, and they just walk from the hotel to the field.
Oh shoot! I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I never got to go to the training facility in Napa. Yeah, or see them train in Napa. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got to go a couple times. It was fun. It was crazy. Like, it was crazy watching the Raiders change after Al Davis died. Because you'll notice like around the football arena, like you'll see the black Raider posters, things like that. They never really had that. Like it was just whatever the Coliseum had. And then training camp, it was only accessible to like boosters and because it's a middle school, so you can only have like maybe 100 people show up. You can't
have so many people
there. Yeah, and Mark Davis had it where there was like 100 tickets at each Raider image available for fans to pick up at no charge.
Wow, really?
And I mean it wasn't great how it worked out because it was like hundreds of people waiting in line. They opened at 10. They were done, sold out by 10:10. You know what I mean? Like it was, there was not enough supply. But I mean, it was just crazy to see that because as a kid, you know, I was just like, one day I'll go to training camp. I actually got to go because one of my friends hooked me up, but it was, you know, like, thanks, Mark. You know, I think we had a Raider fan rally, which was crazy. Like, it was like a whole stage. You go on this tour of the locker. Like, none of this stuff ever happened with Al. Like, it was crazy. Mark was definitely changing for sure.
Yeah, see, that's cool. See, because I got to experience going to the locker room, going through their weight room, things like that. But like as part of a booster club.
Okay,
So
that's tight.
on those weekends, we would arrive Friday, right? Friday we'd have like a big Legends party. So I got to meet like Stabler. I got to meet Bolitnikov. And out there in the Coliseum, like out in the little area,
That's so dope.
they would reserve that, and you could have drinks, auctions. Then the next day, you'd go to the headquarters. You do like a big group picture outside by the waterfall, and then you go inside and you get to meet someone. Will come talk to you about the season, a player. Like I got to see Tim Brown, Jim Plunkett, things like that. So it was cool, and that was during Al. I mean, even after the passing of Al, we didn't know we were going to be able to keep doing that, and we did. They let us keep doing it, and then I think that same group we took a trip to where they have Al at over in Oakland.
Okay.
The what's it called? I forgot what they call it. But we went up there.
I didn't even know he was in Oakland. I always thought he was in Vegas.
Yeah, I know. So we went to go see it, or where they had him buried, or whatever. I forgot what it's called in English, but anyway, we went there and we saw him. So that was cool. But I'm glad you said that about Mark, because I always hear negative things people say about Mark, and I love Mark Davis. I like Mark Davis. I think he gets like a bad rap because he's not his dad. But like, come on, man, that's a big shoes to fill, you know, to live up to LJ. Yeah.
I have a video coming out about Mark Davis. It may seem like I'm like bad mouthing him. To me, there's just some decisions he's made that's like, just like, what are you doing, bro? And it's not even like bad. I just feel like there's some decisions where he's clearly like disrespecting his father, which is like crazy to me.
Oh,
but like,
really?
Oh, yeah. And overall, like, I don't blame Mark for like not knowing how to run an NFL team, right?
Mhm.
Like, he's kind of learning as he goes. That's kind of how life just works. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's no handbook on how to be an owner. I'm sure 31 other owners is like, hey, you know, this is how you can beat me. You know what I mean? And you're kind of just on your own there. I feel like he means well. You know what I mean? Like, he does love the Raiders. He does love the team. That you can see that. He does love the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And then people wish he's like Al, but if you think about the decision he makes, he's kind of like Al. Like, he's stubborn. He's gonna pick what he wants. You know what I mean?
You think so?
That reminds me of his father. You know what I mean? And so it's just hit or miss with, you know, for me. Like, Mark, I met when Mark was the owner, he came down to the Napa bar and had drinks with fans. Like, we ate and drank with him.
Yeah.
That night, and that, like, Al
I couldn't see Al like
bro.
that way. Yeah.
Al, there was times like if you met right where the Oracle's at in the middle in the arena in the football, and he was getting dropped off of his limo, he would come out and say like a speech to fans before every game, which was dope. And so like that's it. You know what I mean? That's the access. You'll never see him again. But Mark was, you know, he's trying to be out there. Like, I used to get mad at him for the Raiders moving to, you know, Vegas, stuff like that. But
the move,
learning how the A's operated, bro, he's a good guy. The A's are the monsters. You know what I mean? So it's
that's true.
I have mixed feelings, but overall, it could be worse to have an owner. You know what I mean? My owner, or it could be John Fisher who's owning the team. So
that's true. You know, it's cool to get your side and your perspective on the whole thing. You know, me being from LA, the move, it hurt because I cherish those trips to Oakland every year. You know, I look forward to going up there and just being up there. It's different from Southern California. Like, if you're not from California, you don't understand how different Northern and Southern California really are. You know, like,
for sure.
We're way different.
in the East Coast, you'll drive like 3 states that amount of time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it really is a big difference. So I liked it. I used to enjoy it. But I'm also a big Vegas person. So when it became Vegas, I was super excited. Like, 1, it's closer to me. 2, it was going to be a brand new stadium, you know? And then, like I said, I was a Vegas person. I go to the casinos. I gamble. I like taking trips out there. So for me, it was like a whole nother reason to even go back out there, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Let's see what's up with the chat. My boy Turf is in here. Turf, salute, Raider Nation. SoCal South says it's Mark Davis's haircut that gives him a bad. y'all leave Mark alone, bro. If he wants to rock that, let him rock the bowl cut, man. Raider Nation Jason, he's from up there. He actually was just at they had that Raider tailgate over at the Oakland.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The Raider Jesse hosted. Yeah. Raider Jason was up there.
I'm hoping there's a tailgate. I'll be at the last game for the A's, so hopefully they do something because that's gonna be the last game in Oakland, man.
Oh, that'll be that's gonna be memorable. Yeah,
bro, I'm gonna cry and then I'm burning.
Hey, what's up, Tony? Yeah, we live today, bro. I'm back. My boy, Raider Rundown. What's up, brother? How you doing? Hey, what did he say? He said, "Hey, Leo, that link in the what it mean? What? Hey, that link in the GC mean in the group chat? Oh, that means pop in, bro." That's what that means. I threw the link in there. We have a group chat, so I told him to throw it in there.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I miss. Usually we go on together all on Sundays, and I missed it yesterday. Some family stuff. So yeah. But yeah. But no, that's cool, bro. To get your side of things. But man, 2 months away from the season opener, bro. I didn't even realize it until right now. I'm like, dude, today's the 8th. August, September. That's it. I can't wait.
It's it's I'm ready for the stress, the sadness, the happiness.
You know what's funny? My brother's a Chiefs fan. Not a bandwagon because he's been a Chiefs fan since we were kids, since like 89, 90. But he always tells me this is the time of year where you guys always get excited.
Oh yeah, I mean, but this is every team, right? Every team is like, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Our playbook's the best. Like it's the opposite.
Do you think that's every team, or you think it's just us and say Cowboy fans? Because I think Cowboy fans.
I think maybe fans know, you know what I mean? But like teams, yeah, for sure, because they're this is the part of the process where they're supposed to like start buying in, And,
right. My whole thing is if your team doesn't believe they're gonna win the Super Bowl, then what are we fucking doing?
Yeah,
like I'm with you on the team itself. That should be the goal, Like when I see people post up like, "Oh, we should tank this season, so we can draft the quarterback next year." Like I fucking can't stand that. I when I hear tanking, like that shit just pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I think we're blessed to have an owner like Mark Davis, where I don't think he'll ever tank. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's too invested, and so that's one of the things I do respect about Mark is it might not be the great decision, but he's trying to win.
I think he's gotten better. If you think about it, like now we have a seasoned GM with the rookie head coach. With before we had Gruden, who was an experienced head coach with the rookie GM.
The TV guys?
Yeah, the TV guys, Yeah.
No, and like that's where I just I'm careful for myself, like trusting Mark, right? Is like, oh, he did great by firing Josh McDaniels and hiring Antonio Pierce, but he also hired Josh McDaniels. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody told him not to hire Josh McDaniels. And so, I can't give him points yet for kind of just cleaning up the mess, So,
what's so funny about that? Like, I don't know if you pay attention to like ESPN and national media and shit like that, but they give us so much shit right now that because we have AP, right? But I remember when we hired McDaniels, they were damn near crowning us Super Bowl champions. Right? And like a lot of us Raider fans were hesitant. We're like, what? Like, nah, like they made us buy into the hype. I feel that way. And they were giving us all this praise. Mark Davis finally made the right moves. McDaniels is going to change the culture. And then all that shit went to spit. And then now the nation itself within the Raiders, we're happy. Well, majority of us are happy. There's some that aren't. That we have AP now, you know, and the direction we're moving. And the media is fucking shitting all over us now. You know, they have the worst coach in their division. What are they going to expect? They have no quarterback. Like, it's just crazy.
That I mean, I don't need the media to kind of tell me that. Like I can think like that's one in the back of my head, right? Is he's not the worst head coach, but he has the worst resume, right? Before. And so that's a chip. And I can't like fully believe that having two backup quarterbacks leads to success, right? Like I'm hopeful for a Super Bowl, right? But like I've been miserable for a long time, so I'm realistic when it comes to these things. What I'm hoping for this season, what I'm looking very excited for, are like breakout players. Like I'm gonna watch his name, Morherg, the safety.
David Morrig?
Yeah, Malcolm
Kuntz?
Malcolm Kuntz. 41 Spiller, right? Blaine, yeah. Like those guys, that's what I'm looking for this season because, you know,
you want to see them make that jump.
Defense. I'm a fan of defense. Like I
love that's what I'm talking about.
You know, and so if you know our offense isn't putting up points, I'll probably pull my hair out. You know, but if my defense is smacking people, then it helps. You know, so.
See, and you don't see that nowadays. Nowadays, it's high-powered scoring offenses, right? I'm a big defensive person, you know. Some of my favorite, well, not teams, but teams I liked watching was like the Ravens and the Steelers back in the 2000s, you know. They had some nasty-ass defenses. To see things like them, I'm like, I want to see shit like that.
Like, well, it just makes the game feel more quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that Chiefs Rams game, I think in like 2018, where they scored like 50 points each.
Oh my God, yeah, the one.
I hated that game because it was just a bunch of blown coverages and, you know, just it was bad defense and blown coverage. That's all it was. You know what I mean? It was like a high school game where the quarterback is just going crazy against each other. Like, I think it was 2022. It was the Bengals versus Titans. That is probably one of my favorite playoff games ever because everybody was catching the ball. They were getting hit. Like defense was playing defense. Offense was playing offense. It was just whoever was going to make a mistake was going to lose because everybody was going to point that day. And so those are the, like, to me, that's one of my favorite games, I think, in playoffs in recent memories because it was so crazy. It's not a popular one. It's not talked about, but that game, I'll watch highlights for that game any day.
Yeah, I like those games too. Let's see what Tony said. Tony said, Leo, with the odds makers showing no confidence in us, small bets can pay big. I got my I saw one dude who bet what, like 30,000 for the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. His payouts like over 2 million. Yeah. I was like, damn, I don't know if I would have bet the Super Bowl, but I definitely would have bet the over under on the wins.
Division might be something.
What's that?
I said to put something on to win the division. That might be something too.
Yeah, the division too. The odds are good on. I'll get bet on that one. Ricky's was dope. Tony says he actually loves the hate. Tony, what up, Matt? Matt Marinovich, what's up, brother? He said you play to win the game. Absolutely, you play to win the fucking game. That's what we do. He says I think McDaniels tried to sell having Brady in with him back when he was hired. I honestly think they wanted to get Brady. They thought they were going to get Brady. And then he backed out, and they were like, oh, fuck. And that's how we ended up with Jimmy. Yeah. Like, I can't believe, like, that whole thing went down like that. I think during that time, I was screaming. I was one of the ones screaming for Aaron Rodgers. I was. I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody, like, read at night the, like, message when the Raiders released Josh McDaniels, like the night of Halloween?
What do you mean read it?
Like, because they put out like a full statement about it. Like it was like 10 o'clock at night. The Raiders posted about their firing of Josh McDaniels. I
don't remember if I read the whole thing, but I do remember we saw that it happened, and then me and my boys jumped online and went live real quick because we were so happy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like I slept so peaceful that night. You know, like it was like mental warfare with that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, like it's over. So
Yeah. I really did feel like everything, like the weight was like gone, like the black cloud was gone away from us, especially because it was just after that game against Detroit. And we could have won that fucking game if we had any kind of fucking offense. Any kind of fucking offense.
anything.
Could have won that game, dude. I remember being so like mad, but like also like sad at the same time. And then when they announced him getting fired, I was happy. I was so happy. I remember going on Fanatics and I ordered myself a new Bo Jackson jersey. Yeah, because I couldn't wait till the next game. I could not wait till the next game because McDaniels was gone. I think that was the one against the Giants, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Jets? Yeah, it was one of those two. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, even James Purple, he said, I was happy as fuck on Halloween when he got fired.
He just felt peace, like here we go.
Yeah. The NFL is a lot more fast paced. They're definitely trying to remove defenses. But one thing I've noticed is the defenses adjust and they learn to it. It's like a cycle. It always happens. Even when Manning and them were lighting it up, the defenses finally caught up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when I met up with Tyvon Branch a couple weeks ago. I had him sign my jersey, and I had him write third all-time leading tackler because that's his rank in our tackling history.
Oh, really? Tyvon Branch is the third-time all-leading tackler?
Yeah, and I asked him if he knew that, and he was like, "No, I didn't know that." And I was like, "Oh, well, with these new tackle rules, you're not gonna, worry about that being taken because." I mean, I get the arm tackle and like the dangerous of it, but like, come on, like we know. I don't know. I don't want to speak for people. Like I don't play football, but like I'm sure those guys know they're signing up to possibly get injured when you're using your body to take down another body. But yeah, that arm tackle, I think it's just going to be like a horse collar rule where like they're still going to use it to avoid the touchdown, but just take the penalty.
Right, or even like the hip drop tackle thing is going
to be. That's what I mean. The hip drop tackle, not
the hip drop. Tackle. Yeah,
that's
going to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could tell last year, even the one before. I know a couple of times Max would just hold the quarterback instead of bringing him down just to avoid the penalty.
Well, yeah, you got to like lay out an air mattress and a blanket for him, and
he literally just held him and waited for the whistle, then let him go. I remember I started laughing when that happened. I was like, oh shit, like that's the new NFL we're going. Yeah.
The funniest thing was it Miami that was getting ready to play us, and they had him on Hard Knocks, and they had him like imitating Max Crosby, and they were like pulling and grabbing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
I did see that. Yeah. When they were trying to get Tua ready for Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy though how the access we have to that shit now, like to be able to see that stuff like behind the scenes. I know there's a new one with the Giants in their off season. I don't know if you've seen it. Today.
No, I haven't seen that one, but Netflix is dropping the documentary with Davante Adams on it.
Yeah, that's coming out on the 10th.
And I think we're going to see footage from that Detroit game. So
I can't wait to see the footage on that season. I remember people were talking so much shit. Davante wants to leave. He's so unhappy. And then McDaniels got fired, and then Tay was just different. And yeah. So it's going to be crazy to see how that happens.
I just hope he's building chemistry with these guys. I felt like there was no chemistry between him and Jimmy. Like, he didn't even know that the Raiders were pursuing Jimmy, right? So he didn't like.
I'll tell you, I don't think the Raiders knew they were going to pursue Jimmy until Brady retired.
Yeah, probably right. And so, because Davante Adams can be a young quarterback's best friend, right? Like, throw it in this area, and I'll do what I do,
Right.
And so they can figure that out, man. and we have a good defense.
What was crazy was I know a lot of people I don't know how true it was because I'm not a Green Bay fan, but a lot of reports why he wanted to leave Green Bay was because he didn't want a young quarterback like Jordan Love. Remember?
Yeah.
And then now you see Jordan Love had a good second half of the season, won the playoff game. So it's like shit. But then you hear him here in Vegas how he likes O'Connell. You know, he likes working with the young kid. So it's like you don't know which one to believe. But imagine if he would have stayed in Green Bay with Jordan Love. That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. I'm a big like Derek Carr fan. I just wish him and Carr could have played together without Josh McDaniels. You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that sucks. It's just crazy because, in my opinion, I feel like we were like crushing it in quarterback for the whole tenure he was there, and then now we just need a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You feel we were crushing it?
Yeah, I'm a big Carr guy, bro. Carr was,
So I'll ask you. I'm a big Carr guy too. I was a big Carr guy. I mean, I like him as a Raider, but I don't trash talk him. I don't. But a lot of people always tell me that he was like our Dak. We were only going to get so far with him because we had shit before him. When we had him, we thought he was it, or that I was stuck in 2016, hoping 2016 would come back. You know, because to me, 2016, I fell in love with the dude. Like that was when he became my man, Chris. Derek Carr was the shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one of those bad situations again. Where, I mean, people say, oh, 2016, then he fell off, but people don't think to remember that we fired Bill Musgrave after 2016. Mm-hmm. Why do you fire your offensive coordinator when it's one of the best offenses in the league? You know what I mean?
Del Rio did that, right?
Del Rio, yeah. Well, it was always kind of weird how that happened, but I get, because 2016, sometimes our offense did stall, but I mean, okay. You know what I mean? And I think Ken Norton was our defensive coordinator.
I remember they tried that, and that didn't work. Yeah.
And everybody thought Ken was going to get fired, and Bill got fired. Why did Bill get fired? And so, in my opinion, it was that. I just saw comments saying after injury, it wasn't the same. To me, he's had better seasons after the injury. So I don't believe that. I think the guy had 9 years with us and had, 6 head coaches, 7 offensive coordinators, 6 different wide receiver groups. If there was a disaster plan on how to set up a franchise quarterback, it was that. And I know he had his long tenure with us, but that's because franchise quarterbacks typically don't stick with franchises like this for that amount of time.
That long,
he was committed, bro. Like, if you hear an interview he did with Colin Cowherd where he said in 2017 he had a deal structured around keeping Khalil Mack and keeping Gabe Jackson, and they both got cut.
Yeah.
And so, and he's like, I feel like he did everything and tried everything he could, and just decisions out of his control were just being made. So that's my honest opinion, because, that deep ball's pretty, man. You know what I mean?
I like it. I mean, yeah. Even when I saw that thing with Max I was telling you about, Richie Incognito said that Derek had one of the nicest deep balls that he's seen. He liked it. That was one of the things he liked about Derek. And I liked it too. I did. I was a big fan. I knew the way it went down, I wasn't happy about it either. The way it went down. But I also wasn't going to sit here and fucking bitch about it or hate my team for it. You know what I mean? Like, we got to move on. But
I don't know. That was a special one. That was a special one for me, bro.
Different.
Yeah. Huh? I said that was a special one, because usually I'm like, whatever. Move on. But that was just I don't know, man. It was just he brought a different energy to Oakland, like energy that we hadn't had in
a while.
Years. You know what I mean? And so it kind of sucked. But I mean, it is what it is now. I'm over it. I am probably never over it. But it's just I honestly, to me, it was just kind of I think the worst part about it is just watching fans just kind of destroy him.
Yeah.
And he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, everything got blamed on Josh McDaniels except for Carr's bad year, right?
Afterwards,
everybody blamed that on Carr, and so It was tough, but I mean, luckily for me, like I got to go to the Patriots game, which was his last win with the Raiders. So I mean,
Oh,
that
the
was,
one where Chandler Jones intercepted it.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
there. You were at that game?
yeah, bro. That
I
was
was
the only
there.
Vegas game I've ever been to.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, yeah. Me and my girl were there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I got to see him throw 3 touchdowns.
That
Um,
one he threw in the corner to Keenan Cole, that was fucking dot, dude. Oh, I couldn't
it was
believe
a
that.
dot, bro. Yeah, we
Woo!
had Darren Waller back. Darren Waller had a big touchdown. It
Yeah,
was a good
Waller had
game,
a big
man.
one up the middle. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
No,
Funny
no, I
story
hear you.
about that overtime or that kick. So they were kicking the ball off to the Patriots, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think there was like 10 seconds left or whatever. So I told my wife, I was like, go ahead and go to the bathroom because overtime's about to start. So she goes to the bathroom and then
She missed it?
yeah.
No! Damn!
Yeah, bro. I felt bad.
That's
But I mean, that never happens. Like, come on.
no, never. That never
They were
happened.
supposed to
No,
they were
no.
supposed to just kneel the ball and go to overtime.
If anything, I got anxious because they were still running and they hadn't tackled him. I was like, don't
Yeah,
tell
no,
me
I
this
was getting
dude's gonna
nervous,
get
like,
in
oh
field goal
no.
range or something. Yeah.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, oh fuck. And then I saw Jacoby Myers throw the ball backwards and then Chandler pick it off, and I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was fun, dude. That was
Yeah.
I don't know though. That was a very intense game, but yeah, it was cool.
It was. Lorenzo. What's up, Lorenzo? Yes, Raider Nation Takeover Season Kickoff Party. If you are going to LA, you're going to be at that home opener against the Chargers. Raider Crusaders, my boy Lorenzo, is throwing that party September 7th, Saturday, over in Hollywood Park. So follow him on Facebook, follow Raider Crusaders on IG. I'll put it up also, and then we can start getting our tickets. That party's gonna be kicking, bro. Woo! We're gonna black out LA. You know how we do. You're right, Jason. You're right. We will reach the Super Bowl before New Orleans does.
I believe that for sure.
Right? Me too. Like I really do. Yeah. Hold up. We got another guest here with us. Let me bring on my boy. What's up, Rafa?
Salute to everybody else in the nation. Rough in the building.
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm just feeling good right now because, well, during for the training camp of the preseason, I mean, I cannot wait to see how the things are starting to feeling up. I mean, like I said it before, forget about for the whole drama, forget about for the whole situation that Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler just blow it up, just like for the wrong reasons. But right now, with Antonio Pierce, Wes Crosby, all this star defense and the offense, I mean, things are getting like really feeling it all. Because I know that we just represent for the misfits, the have-nots. I mean, we are the Raider Nation, so there's no one can fuck with us. Because this season is gonna be like unforgettable. We gotta pay tribute to Jim Otto, the original gangster of the Raiders, the OG. But I feel that I'm really prepared for what's gonna be like very great for us. I mean, during the off season and after the whole situation for the Super Bowl, I mean, we have more confidence about for the new coach, new technique, and of course bringing out like the old football vibes, just like in the 90s and 2000, because Raiders they know about for the old football vibes when all Davis was there. And that's really great because we just embrace the whole culture of football, the old culture, because we embrace like the whole violence, intelligence, and of course leadership mentality. I mean, that could be anything.
Yeah, I feel you. And I'm glad you brought up the culture thing because that's been like a big thing lately that people talk about. You know, bringing back the Raider culture, the what's caused the change. And for me, the main person who, as a player, is Max, right? Max is the one who represents that. He represents that culture. For me, it's also the coach that we have right now, AP, and then the way he runs his team allows his players to be players, you know, and how just his presence, the way he talks to the fans, the way he brings everything back, I think that brings the nation back, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah.
also, it's not only about for the players, but also we just embrace like a giant nation of fans because we already know that we just represent for the Raider Nation, and of course, because the Raider Nation has always been like a trailblazer, like a game changer of all this culture. Because remember, the first Hispanic quarterback, the first Hispanic coach. I mean, the first female president. I mean, the first black head coach, which is like Antonio Pierce. I mean,
Art
if
Shell.
you remember about the history of this organization, what would you say about it? Because Raiders are just like the trailblazers to change the whole culture around for the NFL. I mean, people doesn't understand about that, but we are just like a great fans who really united with this nation. But I think for the intelligence of Antonio Pierce, we can bring like at a high level, bringing up for the whole skill because no matter what happens for the wide receiver, quite quarterbacks, I mean, it's always important about for the puntings, the high dynamic skill duo of quarterback and wide receiver. They could take us for the high level.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Millennial? I know you from the Oakland era. So how do you see this new team? Do you get that Oakland vibe, or is it its own new culture that's starting to develop?
I I think I think it's a little bit of both, right? I think Max Crosby is going to be like the Vegas Raider legend, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
to me, Howie Long, Mark David, or Marcus Allen, those are the LA Raider like
Yes, that's my guy.
legends, right? And so um, I feel like that's what Max is bringing, right? He's bringing that whole just he's all like he went to Oakland for 1 year, right? And then it's been Vegas the entirety of his career after that.
Yeah.
And then Antonio Pierce is bringing that LA Raider vibe, the Compton.
Mm,
So um, I don't think there's much Oakland vibes right now unless it's 2002, right?
Yeah.
And
mhm.
so that's what I kind of think it's at right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
kind of like having these conversations and thinking about it with you, like if we can just get Devontae Adams to connect with one of our quarterbacks, our
Right.
defense, like that,
Yeah.
we can do something. And so the culture is good right now. I always look for when it's like week 4 and maybe or week 5 and we're 2-3 and we just had a tough
Yes.
loss. I
Hmm.
want to see what that response is because right now I feel like we're still just on that like cloud 9 vibe from Josh McDaniels
Hmm.
being fired, right? And so um,
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce, unless he completely deflated the entire season, it was going to be hard for him to do wrong compared to what we had just been going through. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I really like where the team's at. I'm just waiting to see the response mid-season, right, on where we're at and how they respond to it. Because even if we are 2-3 by week 5 or something like that, like if you can get the team together and still have a good season, you know what I mean?
Right. 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 Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's what I'm waiting for. So everything looks good now, but like I said, in the off season, everybody looks good, right? And so
Yeah. We're all
uh,
we're all in shorts and tank
yeah,
tops right now, so
yeah,
it's a
for
little
sure, for
different.
sure.
Tony says AP. Dub Raider says it was like a weight was lifted from the entire nation.
Absolutely.
He said, and our APR coach and stuff for over 60 years. Tony says it's going to be a fun year, nation, maybe legendary. I think so too. I really do. And he says, yes, Tony, we are going to the playoffs this season, win the AFC West, win 14 or 13 games. And we'll see about that one. And it salutes Leo on the panel. The only reason I say hesitant about that, because to me, honestly, I still think that the Chiefs are still the team to beat. We beat them last year, but we need to beat them more consistently than just one time and the way we played them. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not always going to score 2 defensive touchdowns against them. Like one, you can beat them, so you're prepared, which is why I like AP. But I also still think they're the ones to beat. And back to what you were saying, our schedule is not easy in the beginning. It's a lot tougher in the beginning. We play the Steelers, we play the Browns, we play the Ravens. You know, we always split with the Chargers. So if we do start 2-3, I'm not gonna panic, like how you said. If we do start 2-3, I'm not gonna panic. I know last year they turned it around in the second half of the season as well. If you look at our schedule, it's more favorable on the second half of the season. You know, our games are a lot less competitive or a lot less of the other teams. So, but definitely gonna stay hype on this season. You know, see what's gonna happen with this team. Like this is one. I know I say it every year. My brother, if he was here, he would laugh. You say this every year, but I really do feel the difference with this coach and this team. My thing is like you were saying,
Yeah.
how they're gonna click on offense. Is Tay gonna go off with one of these quarterbacks? You know, is the secondary gonna establish themselves with that second cornerback? You know, because our D line is ferocious. Our D line is gonna come after people. So
Our
how
D-line
is
is gonna
attacking gonna help? You know, how are they
Yeah.
gonna sustain? How's the running game gonna look? You know, a lot of us are torn. You know, oh, we didn't need Josh Jacobs. Then there's people like me. We'll see. You know, when the season starts. You know, just things like that, and just once it starts, man, like I want to be able to see all that effort they put in the off season show on the field. Like I can't even remember the last time I was so excited for a preseason game. Like I'm so excited to watch that first preseason game. You know?
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I just watched like the last year defensive highlights and of course for the game. And the way they just play, it just reminded so much of the old school Raiders. I mean, this obviously has been like Antonio Pierce's team. I mean, seeing like the team played, the way that it just did, and it just really jump started because of the difference of between the leadership of AP and Mass Crosby, which made me think we need like something to rebuild. Now, we just enjoy for the game right now. I mean, there's obviously they have like great playmakers at skilled positions, and I feel we still had to do. I mean, the online also perform at the least. This seemed like it was actually pretty good on pass mode. I mean, we just very okay, but about for the situation for the quarterback, which is Aiden O'Connor, it should be more improved with a full off season, some experience,
It
and
should
knowing
be.
he'll be competing for the starting job. I mean, that plan was never him to start so many games like they did last year, and he did very well. I mean, he's honestly was
I don't know
limited
about
at
very well, but he did okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
That Vikings game, man.
Yeah. Just like I take it for example, but I just we need like something to build to get solid. I mean, we should be able to make like the playoffs. I mean, they're gonna feel much more highly without disrespect because Aiden O'Connor has done like an outstanding job securing the football and making like the right place. I mean, remember the first season that it just came from Purdue and that he was getting to the Las Vegas Raiders. He was not very confident. He was really nervous, but he was learning what's it about the mistakes and what's it about the good. I mean, that would be like it's not like a bad thing, but he needs to adapt it. I mean, when we took it and want it, I mean, that's an out of opinion because right now, I mean, for that reason, he cannot be like a scrap league. I mean, he would do like the right thing. He can be like a franchise, but even though he might be not with the game regular, I mean, he had like the same age as Mahomes and only 2 years older than Herbert. I mean,
You
it's
can't
not gonna.
compare them though.
I mean, not gonna compare. I mean, not to
Yeah.
compare about it.
My only thing with the whole Aiden O'Connell situation is he's young. He needs a lot of development, and I don't know if AP can like what's his history developing QBs. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that
And
falls on
so,
DC. Yeah.
you know, if we can just maybe plan around his strengths and have him manage the game, then
Mm.
you know probably find more success in doing that than you know just you know. To me, he was a statue in that pocket. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, and that was my
He
issue
wasn't.
too.
He wasn't doing any of that. And
Yeah.
this league, that's the one thing. Like I'll knock on Carr is he's mobile, but he's not like he'll be a statue at some point, and
Mhm.
that game doesn't work anymore for this league. Like you have to move. You have to move. Like
Yeah,
every
you don't have
quarterback.
to be Lamar Jackson, but you got to have some type of functional mobility, you know, be able
Yeah.
to extend plays, even like Brock Purdy. You know, Brock Purdy has done that a couple of times where he moves around and extend plays and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely
Because
want to see him take the leap and become a better
these
quarterback. You know,
these
Yeah.
defensive linemen aren't like big like they were, right?
all these dudes
Like
are fast, bro.
yeah, Rich Gannon could step up and Tony Siragusa is gonna fall forward because you can't do that no more.
Yeah. Tony has a great point, though. You know what? Fuck them hardballs. I second that. I second that. Because, man, that is the one thing I'm so sick and tired of. Like, I live here in LA, so you don't really see too much Charger stuff or even Ram stuff for that. It's still predominantly Raiders. But in the media, they have the Chargers, like, favored over us. That they're going to be better than us. Like, dude, they just lost their wide receivers. Their O-line is Swiss cheese. Like, in what universe are they better than us? And because they have Harbaugh. They said the same thing about Denver when they got Sean Payton. Remember, Denver still ain't beat the Las Vegas Raiders, and this is going on what Payton's third year. So, what the fuck? Like now, it's just all the shit that we get and the hate from them, and maybe like how Tony said it earlier. I like it. It gives the team motivation, to prove the haters wrong, to be able to show them that, the Raider Nation, even though they think that we're delusional because we're going to win the Super Bowl every year, but that's just how enthusiastic we are about our team,
But you got to prove them wrong because, like, you can't, stand on the Chiefs logo and then give up almost 50 points.
Oh my God, remember that?
Right? Yeah, like you can't be doing this. You gotta. Yeah, you got to figure this out,
or even when after they beat them in KC, remember when Gruden beat them in KC and they did the little tour around the stadium and then they came back and whooped our ass?
That's why I'm cautious about this Chiefs win because in 2020 we beat them and we're like, oh man, that wasn't that bad. Like we could do this, and it was 2020. We hadn't beaten them until Christmas, which was 3 years. So Andy Reid doesn't take that lightly. And so my other worry for Antonio Pierce, I'm supporting him, like I'm behind him, but like there's just things that I worry about, right? And the one is when he was coaching, like he was doing his game plan, his game flow. Now there's like tape on his game flow, right? Like where before it was kind of maybe unorthodox. It was, unpredictable.
True. So, like Andy didn't have time to prepare what he was going to bring.
Exactly. And Andy's a GOAT. You know what I mean? And so he's very detailed and very smart. So
best believe they have that first game against us circled.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
They do. And where we going, Dub? You talking about LA, the Raider game? Yeah, we're going. Remember, we're going to use your tent. I need your tent, bro. I need your Raider pop-up tent. I need that tent. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Can't wait for training camp to start here in a couple weeks. Still trying to figure out a way to get tickets, but today I found out why it's been so hard. Because it's the Chargers and the Rams market. So they even told Raider media personnel when they talk about training camp, they can't say Costa Mesa. So they have it like that much restricted for the Raiders being here, which makes sense why they restricted the amount of tickets they're handing out. Also, the way they're transferring them to people.
How far is it from you?
Costa Mesa is like 30 minutes, bro.
I would try and just hang out there.
Right?
Hey,
go there, fucking pull up in the pop-up with the chair.
Just be like, hey, man, it's like they were kind of being skimpy on tickets. Is there any room, any way I can purchase it? Just something,
I know, right? Yeah, I'm gonna try and find a way. I know with my homie Dub Raider, we tried, but that wasn't happening. But yeah, fellas, I'm excited. I can't wait for training camp to start back up here in a couple weeks. I know right now you just see a lot of rumors, a lot of writers talking about a 3-team trade for Cooper, and I'm like, man, fuck all that shit. I just want to start training camp, have them get in shape, see what's going on, wait for that.
I'm excited to hear about these quarterback competition.
Yeah, that quarterback competition. That's why I can't wait for that first game against Minnesota. To see O'Connell in, to see Minshew in. It's gonna start. The drama's gonna start. Oh, Minshew looked better. Like, oh no, did you see O'Connell was out there throwing darts? And he was moving around.
Everybody looks good in practice, right? No.
Right? That's what I'm saying. We all look good in practice shorts. So, but yeah, no. But I appreciate you fellas coming on. Rafa, you want to tell them what you got going on and coming up, brother?
Actually, actually between for the July, which is the training camp. Also, I just wanted to know about for the surprise that I just got it because not only are almost there for the 1K subscribers, but also I'm gonna launch my new show, which is Straight Outta Nation, which is totally 100% Raiders podcast. Not only we just talking about for the news, the stats, the training camp, also for the post games, we're just talking about it, but also we just have it like a session to recognize for the fan. Also, we just have these histories about for those fan experience about for those content creators. So Straight Outta Nation is gonna be like the name of the new podcast. It is gonna be available during for the next week. So you gotta be very sure about that. So I know it's gonna be very close to 1K subscribers on my channel, but the first episode of Straight Outta Nation is gonna be between this week or the next week. So I will let you know for the community tab, but it's only about for the 100% Raiders. 0% Chiefs, 0% Chargers, 0% Broncos, 100% motherfucking Raiders.
You see, you're gonna do post game show.
Oh yeah, so between for the pre and post games.
Oh, you brave. I can't do post game shows.
Yeah, but
It
we
depends
just
on how
gonna
we
get
do it.
analyzed. Yeah, but
I
just
am
get, like,
too
analyzed.
emotional. I am no, man. I might be a little tipsy. Like, yeah, I can't be on camera during that time.
Yeah. But
That's my biggest fear. I'm way too gone after the game. It depends.
Right?
I take a drink for every score.
Yeah.
So if we had a good scoring game,
Uh-huh.
not a chance.
oh yes.
How about you, Millennial Raider? Let them know where they can find you, what you got going on, brother.
You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Millennial Raider for everything. Right now, I'm doing a giveaway for a Shane Lettler jersey, so make
Yes.
sure go to
Oh yes.
go to my pin post on my Instagram. There's just 2 simple rules you got to go by, and then I just posted a Tyvon Branch interview, so make sure you go check that out as well.
Wait! You did a Tyvon Branch interview?
Yes, sir. It was just like 4 questions, but it's on my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Is that when you got him to sign something and he did that for you?
Yeah, he's.
dope.
I'm like the president of his fan club,
Wow.
and so he's just always been a cool guy for me. So
Damn, bro. That's dope. That's dope right there. That's awesome.
That's very
awesome.
incredible.
hey, that's nothing official. I just named myself that, but yeah, he knows he's my guy.
I get you. And then Nation, like always, you come to tune in here on Mondays, your Puro Raiders podcast. Also, we got our shows on Sunday, the Raider Syndicate. One thing I do want to share with y'all, if you go on our IG, either mine or Chris from Protect the Shield, we currently have our raffle going on right now for 2 tickets in the Black Hole versus the 49ers, $10 entries. We have about 20 tickets left. So we got about 30 of them sold. So we got like 20 left. We're going up to 50. And then we will do that raffle live and announce it. That way you'll be able to go check out that preseason game versus the 49ers and sit in the Black Hole. So just check that out on either my thing or with Chris. All right. But appreciate you fellas being here. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all. Can't wait for the season to get started. Millennial, look forward to seeing you around more. Rafa, always a pleasure, brother. Take it
sir.
easy, fellas.
All right, have a great night.
All right.
Thank you guys.
You too.
All right, have a good one. Raider Nation for life. Let's go.